If you are coming to Yosemite and want rock climbing to be part of your trip but maybe don't have the skills or time to take on the big walls, I have the place for you. Check out this cliff called 5 and Dime that's within 20 minutes of El Cap, has easy parking and a 10-minute approach. 5 and Dime offers a great mix of sport, trad, and even some top ropes in the 5'8 to 5'10 range. I often find myself climbing here early in the season because the fun and high-quality routes this cliff has to offer are a great way to get acquainted with Yosemite granite. Starting with some 5'8s, Keystone Corner is not to be missed. This route can easily be top roped by leaving the approach trail a little early and setting something up on the bolted anchors or lead on gear. The route offers secure stemming and hand jams for the lower 2/3 before you have the option of taking the right finish, which is wide, or the direct finish, which involves a few slightly bouncy finger crack moves. This is a great first 5'8 Yosemite gear lead, especially since it can be practiced first on top rope. Mockery is another 5'8 at this cliff that is probably the best 5'8 sport climb in Yosemite. It's a modern route with closely spaced, beefy bolts. The climbing is mostly faced and there are plenty of comfy holds throughout. This is the type of route someone who is fit but lacks climbing experience could get on, have fun, and feel as if they accomplished something even if they didn't have climbing shoes. Unlike so many other easy Yosemite pitches that require specialized techniques like hand jamming or smearing, Mockery is just straight up base climbing on holds that actually exist with normal bolt spacing, rare occurrences for a Yosemite moderate. Holy Gully is another approachable 5'8 gear lead. The moves right off the ground are secure, and after a crux at about 1/3 height, which involves trusting a smear as you step up for a jug, the rest of the route is a cruisy hand crack with plentiful options to stem in the dihedral if you prefer the stems to foot jams. Mentioning some slightly harder routes that I don't have video footage of, Hollywood comes to mind. This is a 5'9" plus that does not disappoint. It's a lieback that was too wide to protect, so they bolted it for everyone's enjoyment. The route is 75 feet of sustained liebacking with good friction but minimal footholds. This is probably my favorite route at this cliff, and I never get tired of its physicality that keeps the climbing interesting right up until the very end. If you do climb this route, however, I would recommend getting the first bolt in before you climb. It starts off of a small ledge, and if you were to fall before you had the first bolt in, you risk falling off the ledge to the ground and taking your belayer with you. Another recommended route that I don't have footage of is Bridgery, which is a traditionally protected 5'10" that offers a short but punchy intro to thin-handed finger cracks. The lower half of this route is a steep, thin hands crack that pulls a bulge before becoming a vertical splitter that requires some fingery moves. Protect this with cams and nuts primarily below a number 1 Camelot and have fun. Getting into some slightly harder routes, Mockery is the bolted 5'10 to do at this cliff. This route makes use of the many diorite intrusions in the rock that create these amazing hemispherical holds that range in size from bigger than a softball to below a golf ball. The bottom part of this route is slabby and primarily involves big moves connecting these intrusions. Towards the top, the angle steepens to almost vertical, the arete comes into play for your left hand, and the final sequence to the bolts involves some exciting compression on less than stellar feet that you need to trust if you want to stay on the wall. I highly recommend this route. The last route at this cliff worth mentioning is the namesake climb 5 and Dime. It's a 5'10" splitter crack that runs the gamut from finger locks to wide hands. The Yosemite legend himself, Jim Bridwell, thinks this route is the standard for 5'10" cracks, and if you can get up this, you should be able to get up any 5'10" crack in all of Yosemite. I personally have never tried this route, but it's beautiful to look at, inspiring, and often has someone on it. I hope you found this video informative and enjoyable. If you have any questions about this cliff or other areas in Yosemite, please let me know in the comments and I will get back to you. Also, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, as I have a lot of cool adventure content, and I also plan on making a lot more informative videos like this, namely focused on Yosemite and the Sierra Nevada of California. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on another adventure.